She said it.
Okay, you can
Okay.
open the PPT of the functions, chapter 7. Chapter 7, functions. Okay, we're going to talk about that PDF slide.
Functions.
Yeah, that one.
It's up.
Okay, they are like functions and arguments. Okay, first the topic is kind of module. What is the difference between the functions and the module? Actually, actually I think it's almost the same. Not that difference from the functions and the module. But they also create in module in C++, and also you can also make modules by yourself. Okay, so function there are so many types of functions. Okay, first if you want to make a functions, you need to, as you can see in the slide, there are 3 types of function: return type, function header, and function body. Okay, first return type. And in return type, you have to write integer like 平数样, so mean variable type, integer or float or boolean or something at first, and then the name of the functions, and then this called parameter. And so inside there must be like block, bracket, and inside the bracket there gonna be like as the picture in reset, and what you want, you're gonna add x and y. So for x plus y, now you can see it's returning the result. So if you want to return the result, you have to write return and reset. So how will you call the functions? And you can call the functions by the name of the functions. As you can see, if the name of the function is square, you have to write the square and then pass the argument. The difference between the argument and the parameter is like it's only for the variables used. The variable used for the specific functions. You can argument is the real value. Parameter is just parameter, not the real value. For example, you can see square 7, and 7 is called argument. But inside the function, we declare like 7 as integer n. That n means parameter. So that is the difference between parameter and argument. Also, there is function prototype.
Function prototype is we have to write our main function in the last of our other functions, for example square, and here so he moved in code its square function in the after main. So he used this int square first line of function and put it in the first.
And
so
you cannot call functions before the main method, right? If you call the main method first, and then without calling the function first, it's gonna be function undefined problem error. That is called function prototype. And okay, there is the four fields, like when you there is the four parameter, and that means you can set like a specific value to the parameter and when you declare the functions. Like for example, here the value 1.0. If there is no value passing, okay, you have to pass value to the functions. But if you didn't pass value, it will automatically take that default parameter to as that value. There is like some things that you need to be careful, like when you also void functions. Void functions means when you void, I think once, as I know, if you pass if for void function, you cannot. There is no return value for void function. If you return value to void, it's gonna be error. Also, they like order of the parameters. First, you can set parameters. If there are three parameters like B1, B2, B3, and you can set default parameter from the right side, the right side first. Because if you will set the parameter in the middle or the first not according to the order, it's gonna be error. Also, function overloading. Function overloading is the same. The both functions, they have the same name, but they have different type. It is called also I think there's more things about overloading. And the professor is having. I can't forget.
This function overloading functions is, as you said, if you want to use same function names, but in different what is it?
Type?
No, like we want to do two functions with same name. So and we have to change their type to use overloading. And actually, instead of like changing data type, we can just change their name. In 19 page, it's like square int and square double and square short. Here we just change name of function, but if we don't want to change like int and double short like this, we can just write, and here if we'll give our integer, double or short types, C++ automatically can understand and put automatically values in argument places, parameters in argument places.
So there's overloading. And then, okay, thank you. Next slide. Also, there's the last page. You can see random value. When you generate random value, if you want, okay, for example, if you want from 1 to 6, you will add random parentheses and module and 6, but it's gonna generate only the value between 1 and 6, excluding 6. So if you want 6 to be included, you have to add +1. So it's gonna be between 1 and 6. Yeah, there's the functions. The function slide. Okay, what is the function slide? And this is explaining about random motion function. Also, when you generate random value, you can write like time.
It's index table 8.
Does it change the page? Where's the page?
It starts from 2, 3, 4, 5.
For example, actually, there is in page number 6. You can see S, R, A, and D, and time no. No means that 0. So it's gonna be the time gonna change according to the current time. So the value gonna change. If you didn't add that S, R, A, and D, that means seat. If you didn't add seat, every time you generate 6 number, it's gonna be the same. As in page number 6, you can see different values for different times, right? But if you didn't set that seat to null, it's gonna be the same number for 3 times. It's gonna print the same number 3 times. Also, you can also pass argument and argument value, argument character and argument value. Of course, okay. There's like in page number 9, there is command line argument. There is passing pass. It pass integer argument character and character argument value into the main functions. That means first one is the range, the number, how many, the length of the argument. So ARGC is the length of the argument, and character star ARG means passing the array of the argument, the value of the argument. There's one thing. What is also, for example, ERGC is like argument count and ERGV is argument array factor, the same. If you also there is the difference between pointer and reference. Pointer is it's not good to explain. There's call by value and call by reference. Call by value is just copying the values to another memory place and then swap the value. It makes new memory. But if you call by reference, it's taking what
address of whatever.
transfer video.
Actually, last time when I explained like links and pointers, actually I use, instead of like I said links, it's not links, actually it's like reference. I explained reference as a links, so actually it's reference. It was reference and pointer.
Yeah, but you explained really good.
Calling by reference is taking address of our variable, for example, integer type of some variable. It's taking address and not saving. It's saving address, and also in that address there's value, and it's not using more RAM, more memory. Pointers and reference, and they don't remember.
Reference also doesn't make new memory.
But using reference and pointers kind of different, like in different situations, but kind of similar things, and but there's some differences. Finish?
What kind of difference?
Actually, I explained last classroom. Like, for example, references, you cannot create empty reference. You have to always save some address of some value.
Right.
And pointers, you can pointers every time. You can create empty pointer, and after using a pointer, you can just delete pointer. But links, there's no option to remove it. And also, I heard like mostly pointers instead of references usually uses pointers, and mostly in like array.
Also, you said pointer, you can design pointer, right? But you cannot design reference.
But that's resign.
So you can make new value, like for pointer. First you if you
can change.
You cannot change.
Yeah, references. You can change reference and pointer both of them.
Reference, you cannot change reference.
Value,
value because references
is if you put there like, what was it?
You cannot change the refer to something else. Like here, here reference, right? This reference R,
but yeah, you cannot change like this, but you can change value of this reference. For example, here 20, right? And here,
you find A. No, fine.
So here it's changing, here it's creating our reference and saving a variable, right? So if you write here r equal 5, this changes the value, right?
Yeah. Because it's reference. Only value. Not
only value.
It's gonna be stay. The name is stay A, but
Mm-hmm.
the value gonna be 20,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, nice explanation.
Also, when dereference in Python, you have to add star, right? But when you dereference reference, you need to write the name of the variable name of the reference. I mean the value to get the value of the reference.
Mhm.
What's the reference like?
Just give the value of the PTR, the pointer.
Mm.
Giving the value. Pointer is store address, right?
Mm.
Dereference means showing the value inside that address.
Mm-hmm.
Showing the value inside that address.
Actually, both of them say address, reference, and pointers. And
If you want to get the value, you have
Mhm.
to add star.
mm-hmm.
But reference just the name of reference and
Mhm.
that's it.
Mm-hmm. If you press or put here ampersand here, it's gonna not show. It's gonna not give value. It gives address of this reference. Without ampersand, it gives value. And also same here. If you change this star into ampersand, it gives
Address.
addresses.
Also, there's if you pass maybe here, or maybe here. Oh, which one?
No, this one. That's the next week.
No, this one. No, this one.
Ah, really?
Mm.
Call by reference.
Yeah, it's called by reference. Oh, maybe it says. Oh, okay. This one is called by reference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In Python, it means address, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But reference, this is just reference. It doesn't mean address.
So is it copying the just address?
Actually, it's reference saving address here.
Mhm.
It can be different, like something. So here also reference saving address for this variable. Default setting is 10 and 20.
What's with the reference?
Inside is
I guess yes.
it's gonna be the same as by reference. It's called by reference. This is called by reference. This is called by pointer. There's difference. I don't know how to do it. I forgot even.
By the way, brother, just ask ChatGPT.
I don't know how to ask, but
Like, what's the difference? Like,
Actually, they doing. Can you go down like here and here? Is doing exactly the same thing, saving address and not using more memory and just using references more understandable because you have to write ampersand, and if you want to get address, you have to, like, for example, where is it? Like, to get value, you don't have to write ampersand, and here in pointers you have to write what is it? Star symbol to point and to get pointer's value, and to give or change pointer you have to write star equal and ampersand and then some value. It's just more kind of complicated pointer using pointers.
also I mean here is in pointer we say okay, if you want to say the value of that memory address or x, so we write ampersand x, right? It's gonna save the memory address, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'll show. Let's pretend. Like this, right? As a one, as a one, is right? So,
Actually, just
You should get.
you're gonna give the address or is right?
if you put your star, then you'll get
Value.
value.
No, I mean, here, that means passing the address, right? But here it's not passing the address. I mean,
It's
no, not
passing the reference.
as in the reference. Yeah, I mean, it's not passing this value. I mean, this is just reference.
Yeah, maybe
Can you-
because of the, it's not like see out.
Huh?
Because of it's not written like out, like print out. Here's the you are doing the see out
No.
of the Juliok, and this is not.
I mean, this is.
No, this one is different.
Yeah, that's why
I mean, this
different.
one we call this argument, right? Argument. Argument is like we passing the value of the reference. Just value. It should be value, not address. So this means this is just value, not address of this.
Actually, like this function is saving here arguments here, right? X and Y, and here in main we are giving parameters, right? And for A and B,
So it means 10.
if
10
you
and
if you
20.
look here, it's
It's storing 10 and 20.
and here instead our A it's becomes X and B Y, right? And 10 and 20, and here is our function doing something, and so here you said it's not saving address of A, it's saving variable time.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Now I get you.
You can see in the picture. This is just A, this is B. It's just passing argument value. Passing value to the argument. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, then we should leave the tutorial, brother. Okay, see you guys later.